Before breath existed, his hands were already choosing endings. Before light had meaning, his threads were already bending. Three sisters whisper, but he moves before that thought. Cutting lines they never measured, tying knots they never caught. Every woven future trembles when his shadow brushes near. Every quiet destiny falters when his presence shifts the gear. No pulse guides his motion, no form defines his weight. No age can hold his outline, no myth can name his state. He walks between decisions where the living lose their sight. And in the hush between heartbeats, fate leans toward his bite. Patterns fold around him like a map that won't stay still. Choices crumble into powder when he brushes past their will. Every thread the more cradle phrase when he draws close. Every path they try to anchor slips away like smoke. He predates the oldest stories, he predates the need for names. He predates the first intention, he predates the spark of flames. He moves through silent moments where the future hides its fright. And in the pause before decisions, he turns actions into night. No scripture ever marked him, no prophet ever saw. No creature ever traced him through the oldest cosmic law. He lingers in the fractures where the universe forgets. He lingers in the margins where the architects regret. Every mortal claim to power fades when he draws near. Every whispered vow of purpose cracks beneath his atmosphere. He stands beyond the cycle where the living chase their right. And in the breath before creation, he unravels what feels tight. Hands that rewrite patterns no mortal mind can read. Hands that pull at choices until certainty concedes. Hands that twist the timelines the more they try to bind. Hands that carve the silence into shapes that break your mind. Hands that move through ages untouched by mortal sight. Hands that turn the unseen into something sharp and bright. Hands that hold the moment where all futures reunite. Hands that shape the darkness into something close to light. He doesn't walk through history, history walks through him. He doesn't follow lifetimes, lifetimes faded every limb. He doesn't claim dominion, dominion bends to his design. He doesn't trade in mercy, mercy rocks along his spine. He doesn't hear you pleading, pleading drowns in distant dust. He doesn't weigh your virtue, virtue fractures into rust. He moves where endings gather thick as ash in vacant skies. He moves where cycles shadow, where the oldest pattern dies. Nox Boogie is the rumor that the void repeats in code. The monster in the margins where the first equations corrode. The hand of fate that tightens when a universe exhales. The presence in the silence when 1,000 timelines fail. Older than immortal, immortality's a jolly bro. Older than the concept of a soul or of a spoken joke. Older than the question of what living even means. Oh,